No comment, please. Wish you the best of luck.
That's Joe Bonanno Sr. in 1980, heading into federal court in Tucson. For the first time, Bonanno would be sentenced to prison, ending his underworld career that saw him rise from an Al Capone bootlegger and gun runner to head of the New York Mafia. So how did Bonanno, a retired businessman living in the Catalina Vista neighborhood near the Arizona Inn, finally end up in prison?
Did you hear how the FBI got Joe? You know, he was putting the notes in his trash can.
Bill Romer is the son of FBI agent William F. Romer, who helped take down Bonanno by sifting through his trash. Yes, his trash.
He told me what they were doing with checking the garbage cans for ripped up papers.
For 2.5 years, during the late 1970s, the task force would drive up in an unmarked van and grab the Bonanno's trash sitting on the curb. They would sort out the small scraps of paper from the rest of the trash. Gene Amon was on the task force with William Romer. He described the process of piecing together the notes in a 1981 KGUN9 documentary called Joe Bonanno's Notes.
We'd match up the writing just like a large jigsaw puzzle, match up the writing and the ink and put it into its original form and scotch tape it.
The FBI says Bonanno would use those notes when he called back to New York City to conduct mob business.
He would discuss things that appeared to be on those notes, and then he would take out his pen and he'd cross them off as he got through with them.
But he wouldn't make those calls from his home. Bonanno knew the FBI might be listening in.
He was using 7 different public phones around Tucson.
Bill Romer says he even ran into Bonanno using the payphone outside the old Bookman's.
And I came around the corner, and closer than I am to you, I almost ran into him. I came around the corner and I recognized him. I kind of had to sidestep, and then I immediately called my dad at his home, and I said, "You know who I just almost literally ran into?" And my dad cut me off. He said, "Joe Bonanno." And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah, that's one of his favorite places to call."
Using the notes found in the trash, the Tucson FBI agents knew which payphone Bonanno would be using. They got permission to wiretap the payphones and built a strong case against Bonanno. On March 17, 1979, the FBI used a search warrant to find more incriminating documents inside the Bonanno home. And on the next trash day, they discovered that Bonanno had thrown away even more documents. That led to Joe Bonanno's arrest. William Romer was one of 2 FBI agents who took him into custody.
They had enough evidence from the wiretaps and from the notes in his garbage can and things like that, that he was still operating the organized crime, the Bonanno organized crime family.
Bonanno was sentenced to 5 years in prison, later reduced to a year, and fined $10,000. But at age 75, Bonanno was actually behind bars for less than 8 months.
It was a big feather in the cap of the Tucson FBI office that they were the ones that finally got him. He had never been arrested in New York City, but they finally got him in all places, Tucson, Arizona.
Making the story of the arrest of reputed mafia boss Joe Bonanno absolutely Arizona.